Hello, everybody. Today I am going to talk about how the Qur'an is the best hadith and put out a little bit of a challenge because people talk about like the authenticity of the hadith and mutakafan alayh and if it's in Bukhari and Muslim it must be 100%. And there's sort of this, I think it's like a false idea that these hadith go like they have their chain of narration back to the prophet, which they really don't. I mean, they have, they have some chain of narration, maybe from Bukhari or Muslim back, but, um, that's only a 300-year period. What about after that till today? So basically, we're just relying on the books. It's not really relying on the chain of narration. Before I show you an example of this example I have here in this book, I'm going to show you in a minute here. Let me just read a couple of verses. The first one is God has sent down the best hadith, a book, a prepared comparison. Allahu nazzala ahsan al-hadithi kitaban mutashabiha. Also, those are the proofs of God. We recite them unto thee in truth. This is then in what hadith after God and his proof will they believe? Tilka ayatullah, ayatullahi tutluha alayka bilhaqq فبأي حديث بعد الله وآياته يؤمنون. So this is basically saying, the Quran is the best hadith. So my challenge is for anybody to find a hadith that has a chain of narration from 2021 back to the time of the Prophet. So here I want to show you this book. This is a book I studied tajweed out of in Egypt. It's by Muhammad Ahmed Mu'bid. I believe how that's pronounced. I'm not sure. Probably Mu'bid. Okay, so look. Can anybody find me this for a single hadith? So here we have, and some of you may never have seen this, and I find this pretty fascinating. Here's the sheikh. It says, the very bottom one here, Sheikh Muhammad Ahmed Muhammad Mu'bid. It's kind of blurry. Okay, so it goes up the line here. These are all his teachers. This is who taught him, the sheikh who taught him, the writer of this book. This is the writer of the book right here. This is the sheikh who taught him. That's the sheikh who taught this sheikh. That's the sheikh who taught that sheikh. That's the sheikh who taught that sheikh, all the way up. So here you have this sheikh here learned from 3 different people. So you can see this. So here we have this chain of teachers. So this goes up, 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 all here. Generations. And they have these, and so it's called an ijaza. So if you memorize the Quran from somebody who learned from somebody who learned from somebody who learned from somebody who learned from somebody, all the way up, a whole nother page, from somebody who learned from the Prophet. So this goes all the way up, all the way up. And if you see here, right here, An-Nabi al-Mustafa al-Amin Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet, the chosen one, the trustworthy, the praised. Peace be upon him. So, An-Nabi taught, who do we have here? This is We have Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib. We have Uthman ibn Affan. We have Abdullah bin Mas'ud. And we have Abi bin Ka'b. And we have Zayd bin Thabit. So from those five companions, it was taught all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and they kept this recorded. Part of their learning is recording, is keeping this information. So if anybody can bring me a single hadith that has that detailed of a chain, I'd like to see it. I don't believe it exists. I was told that there might be some random village somewhere where they have maybe one or two hadith that was, that their father taught them, and their father's father, and their grandfather, and their great grandfather, and they can bring that all the way back to the Prophet, but it's not like it's just not there. So yeah, if anybody can, if anybody wants to have a discussion about this, let me know. We can talk about it, but I don't believe that exists, and I've actually found out. But there are I personally know a lot of sheikhs, that probably 10 at least, and I probably know a bunch of others that I don't know their names, that have the ijaza where they were taught from somebody who has their chain all the way back. Hadith don't have that. Nobody's when somebody memorizes the Qur'an from somebody, they have that chain all the way back. If you memorize a hadith, you're learning it from a book. You're not learning it from somebody who learned it from somebody who learned it from somebody, and they all had it memorized. You don't have somebody walking around with the whole of Bukhari memorized, and his teacher taught him, and his teacher, memorized it. That this doesn't exist. There's people who have memorized it, but they're not in the same way that the Qur'an is memorized. So I'm just I'll wrap that up, and if any questions or comments, or if anyone wants to have a chat, just let me know and we'll arrange it. Okay, peace be with you all. Have a great evening.